Hi. Okay, just gonna give you a little rundown of this 2-in-1. It's central pneumatic 2-in-1 nailer and stapler. What I was looking for was a crown with to shoot crown staples, and I've never really used one before, so I went to Harbor Freight and purchased this 2-in-1 air nailer and stapler, and it's worked out pretty good so far. I've been using it all morning. So it shoots 18 gauge. This one right here will shoot it's up to a 5/8 to 1.5 inch narrow crown staples, and this one right here is definitely not the big staples. It's not the wide ones, but it does it pretty good. It also shoots 5/8 to 2 inch brad nails. Okay, go over a little bit with it. One thing, when you get it, make sure that you oil it. Put yourself 5-6 drops of oil in there. That's the very first thing, because it has a little tag and it says oil it, or you avoid the warranty. I've got this thing, that right there, that's how you load your cartridge. You can't really see it right there, but anyway, there's a little ridge right here, and that's where, like when you're loading crown staples, you load them on one side so that they'll slide up. It's just like a stapler. They'll slide back and forth. I've got a couple of them still loaded up in there. That's why I didn't stick any in there. But yeah, this is your slide, and your button's right back here. And like I said, you can pop that and it pops out. Also, it's got a little safety device right here. So whenever you push it in and you can pop it and it'll work. Also, another thing too, what I noticed, if you've ever used them before, I'm pretty good with tools. I know how to use a lot of them, but I didn't really have a lot of air tools in my shop here, so I was tinkering around with it for a little bit. What I noticed is I need about on your air compressor, like this one right here shot really good at, set your air pressure regulator at 50 pounds, and you'll have to kind of tinker around with it depending on the type of wood that you're shooting it into. You might just go ahead, and what I'd recommend is take an extra spare piece of wood or whatever you're shooting. Like if you're shooting oak or something like that, just take an extra little piece and shoot a couple nails to make sure it's going to sink down pretty good, because I'm shooting it into marine grade plywood, where I am rebuilding and replacing the bad wood in a console. So 1/2 inch plywood and stuff, it's shot in pretty good at 50 pounds on the compressor. So that's another thing you got to look at, because if your compressor is shooting a higher rate of speed, of course it's going to shoot them down in there further. So just tinker around with it. That's what I'm trying to tell you to do. Don't, like with an extra piece of wood, just go ahead and shoot you an extra few pieces. Now I've got some pine here. I've got like about 2 or 3 pieces, and I'll show you. I'm going to demonstrate. The cool thing about what I've noticed, some people have said with different with other models that I guess that this central pneumatics made, they maybe had some problems with it or something. I don't know, but this is the first one I've ever gotten. So far I've been using it all morning, and it's been very good. So I'm gonna demonstrate it a little bit anyway. Okay. If you'll notice, it shot it pretty much flush with the wood. Okay, and of course I've got these are 1.5 inch, so of course they stuck out a little bit. So, or excuse me, I think 1.5 or 1.25, whatever. But yeah, they're 1.25 inch. But it actually went pretty flush with the wood right here. So, and I worked with it and I tinkered around with it a little bit with the pressure on the on your compressor, and that's basically what you got to do. But other than that, I mean, this thing is like shooting pretty good, you know. Now, I don't have a whole lot of pressure. That one right there shot with it out, with it standing up just a little bit. But if you, okay, and that one actually, I think I don't have as much in there. Also, if you're gonna check your staples that you got in there, staples or nails, do yourself a favor, disconnect your air line first, just safety, you know, just be safe with it. Okay, well, I had a couple left in there, so I guess I can go ahead and shoot those. Like I said, there's a little ridge right in here. I'm gonna see if I can show this properly. There's a little ridge right in there, and I'm gonna shoot these other ones out, so. Okay. And see how that one did that? It was just a little jerky, but and you'll notice I got a couple of them that didn't actually sink down, but that's operator error. That's not the gun. I've been shooting with it all morning. It's in there pretty good. And occasionally you will have that, you know, you'll shoot them and you'll get one that shoots a little higher or something like that. You know, just take a little hammer to it and knock her down. But other than that, this thing has actually been pretty cool. I put about 5. I just got this thing yesterday. It's the first day I'm using it, so but I put a little bit of oil in there, and it says to oil it every single time. I'm having a pretty good time with it, so I give it a pretty good. Like, granted, I'm not a professional. You know, I'm just doing backyard pontoon boat restoration on the few that I have. So, but it's working pretty good. So, the 2-in-1 air nailer and stapler from Central, 18 gauge. That's pretty good, and it's pretty cheap too. I think I spent $29 on it or something like that, but it's good.